Kenny, very good job. You're showing really outstanding proficiency here. I had, let me see, changing the he's surprised, but I managed to overcome. That's fantastic. I was really impressed with this comment right here. I also put the shadow in front of behind because of the location of the light source. And that's fantastic. That's good thinking right there. And you're exactly right. The light's coming from the windows, as you can clearly see. And so it makes sense that the caricature would be backlit and projecting its shadow or throwing its shadow in front of the caricature, so the light source. So the caricature is in between the light source and the shadow. So that's good thinking. Good job. All right, so I'm looking through your layer structure here, and I'm seeing outstanding proficiency. I'm so impressed with the fact that you used different adjustment layers on a lot of the different elements here. So that's good, showing excellent proficiency there. Layer masks are all intact and working, as we can see. There's some damage on your layer masks over here. That indicates use of the eraser tool, which is something you probably don't really ever want to use in Photoshop because it damages pixels. I don't think I've used the eraser tool in Photoshop ever. I mean, honestly, ever, because you never know when you might need those pixels back. So instead of trying, it looks like you started to erase some of that background, just leave the background intact and select around it. It's so easy, and it's just so much more effective if you ever need to do something else with that image. You never know, right? So you might as well just play it safe. That's the name of the game in Photoshop. Always, always, always maintain full editability. Image size is correctly set at 8 by 10 at 300 ppi, so that's awesome. Layer mask, excellent. Got the production layer that you presumably deleted after creating the shadow. Shadow looks great. I think one thing about the shadow, though, let's go ahead and select that shadow layer. I think the opacity is a little bit too high. I still do. I know you have it down to 30%. But I just think that I'm down at around 14, 15%, and I think that's looking pretty good. Actually, right even down there towards 11% or so. Now, the reason I say that is watch what happens when I turn off the layer shadow, okay? So we still have a shadow basically over here, so we're just going to kind of mimic what's happening there. We got a couple of different shadows going on here, so let's take what's already there and go ahead and mimic it. So we'll just try to match that sort of opacity for the shadow with the shadow that's already inherent in the composition. So that's good. Like I said, you might as well use what's there to your advantage, right? Like you use the light source to your advantage. Okay, you're looking fantastic. Now, I've only really got one comment, okay? And that is this, and I want you to think about this, and it's not going to affect anything at all. I mean, if you like this image, use this image. My comment is to maybe think about a different background image, and because this doesn't conceptually tie in very well with the concept of garbage dump Dan, some creature that's kind of morphed out of garbage components, right? So having him inside this really clean, pristine warehouse doesn't really make conceptual sense. Wouldn't it make more sense if he were like standing in front of a garbage truck, or maybe even in a garbage dump, or in front of a wall that's got a bunch of graffiti on it? Do you see what I'm saying? Excuse me. And I just think that that's going to be really the best way to go. Now, as I said, that's your call. You don't have to do that, but I think it would make better conceptual sense with the image itself. The great news is you're just really kicking butt here. You're really showing excellent proficiency, and that's fantastic. So, all right, great job. Any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you.